Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. A paper trending on X that was published about 4 days ago, on June 11th, 2026, tackles how we can teach AI to understand three-dimensional space. The paper is titled Modality Forcing for Scalable Spatial Generation, and it represents a big step forward in adapting text-to-image models for spatial tasks without relying on massive, synthetic datasets. This paper introduces a simple post-training recipe called modality forcing, which remarkably reduces depth prediction errors by 57% compared to existing joint models. Modality forcing works by setting separate noise levels for different modalities, like color and depth, which allows a single neural network to easily switch between generating images and predicting depth maps. As we will see, the scalability of this method shows that simply training larger image models is a highly effective way to improve their spatial awareness. Figure 1 illustrates the core capabilities of modality forcing. In panel A, we see joint generation, where the model takes a text prompt and produces both a detailed image and its corresponding depth map. Panel B demonstrates conditional generation, showing how the system can convert images directly into depth maps, or vice versa, using a single diffusion transformer. Finally, panel C plots depth accuracy against model size, revealing that larger pre-trained models consistently achieve better spatial understanding than those trained from scratch. Alright, Figure 2 highlights these generation capabilities visually. The panels present diverse scenes like an Amsterdam canal or a modern restaurant, with each showing the generated color and depth insets alongside a larger three-dimensional point cloud. These point clouds are created by unprojecting, which means taking the flat two-dimensional pixels and placing them into three-dimensional space using their depth values. Figure 3 diagrams the training and inference pipeline behind modality forcing. In panel A, training uses separate tokenizers for noisy image latents and noisy depth maps before passing them to the diffusion transformer. The model processes these pathways via adaptive layer normalization, which is a method that dynamically scales features based on noise levels. Finally, panel B shows how controlling these noise levels at inference enables joint generation, image-to-depth prediction, or depth-to-image synthesis. Well, Figure 4 plots depth prediction performance against model sizes up to 3 billion parameters. The top plot shows absolute relative error, which measures depth mistakes, while the bottom plot tracks delta 1 accuracy, measuring precise pixels. Different lines represent text-to-image pre-training dataset sizes, from 0 to nearly 2 billion images. Because larger models trained on more data consistently perform best, this shows that spatial perception scales directly with image pre-training. While Figure 4 demonstrated the impact of model scaling, Table 1 details the diverse training datasets used for post-training. This table lists 12 real-world and simulated sources spanning indoor scanning, outdoor driving, and synthetic environments. Together, these sources provide a massive total of nearly 17 million frames across 58,000 scenes to help the model learn robust spatial geometries. Okay, Table 3 compares this method on affine invariant depth estimation across 5 benchmarks. Affine invariant depth estimation means measuring depth up to an unknown scale and shift, which helps compare models across different camera setups. In the bottom row, the proposed model significantly outperforms existing joint image and depth models, achieving a low absolute relative error of 2.5 on NYU versus 2. It is even competitive with leading specialist discriminative estimators like MOGI-2. Wrapping up, 2 takeaways stand out. First, text-to-image pre-training scales spatial perception, and second, modality forcing successfully unifies joint and conditional generation. These findings show that generative models already contain the keys to map our world. That is all for now. I am Alex from the AI Research Roundup, and I will catch you next time.